So in this video, I'm going to be going over a lot of the features of the project SAOUI or that SAO menu that I'm making. Um, there was a video maybe 2 months ago, a month ago, something like that. I was sick when I made the video, so I couldn't really talk. So in this one, I'll be able to go over a lot of more in depth, I guess, the features. And there were a lot more features, or a lot more was added in between the two. I actually did mean to do this video 3 weeks ago, so that other video was like 2 months ago. Yeah, I meant to do this video 3 weeks ago, but I had finals for my classes, and then I went to Japan right after those, um, and I got back Friday-ish, and so just recovered from jet lag and all that stuff. Um, so this code or this project is available on GitHub. It's public. There will be a link in the description. Anyone who wants to work on it or just try it out for themselves, feel free to fork it, pull it, clone it. I don't know, do whatever. I'd love it if more people got involved with helping or working on this because I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. And so I'll try and work at this as much as I can, but got a couple other projects that I'd like to get started on. And right now, this is at a point where it's the majority of the work is done. And so it's just like hunting down errors, improving certain aspects of it, like just like getting rid of some FPS drops here and there. And then after that, it's like deciding like what direction to take this in. So let's get into the thing, whatever this is. So if you do manage, or you do obtain this, you would just go into your scene. Once you open in Unity, just go into scenes, open up the test scene. That's all I've got right now. Everything's pretty organized. The only things you would actually care about are going to be these three folders right here. Resources, scenes, scripts. I don't even touch any of the stuff above them. They're just stuff that was pulled in when I added the Leap Motion, Mayo, and Oculus Unity packages. If you do want to experiment with adding the Mayo in, if you have one, just go to the folder here, grab a script. Actually, no, where is it? It's Mayo samples, my mistake. And then open up the scene, and then you can test it out. There's a sample scene, and you see how it works. Maybe incorporate that somehow. I might, depending on like what direction this goes in, though. So we'll open up the scene. This is the test scene. When you open it up, you got three things: player, game manager, directional light. The game manager is the floor I'm standing on. Attached to that, it's got some scripts. The leap script right here, leap controller, that handles swiping left, right, and yeah, just swiping left, right. So swipe down to create, swipe left to hide. And then reveal menu is like same thing. Like it just works with that other script. And then directional light's got nothing. And then player, nothing here so far. It's the standard OVR player controller prefab. What we care about is this right here is the menu holder. Everything, the entire menu will be a child or children of this and subchildren and so on. Then the only other thing is leap space, undersetter, eye anchor. This is running on the Leap Motion Orion update. So you'll need that obviously, but that's like GitHub README's got that stuff required you need for this. But what they did was they changed it so the hands are no longer cloned in prefabs, like clone, and they're always in the scene. They just hide them if they're not in this, like if you're not looking at your hand, I guess. I have a script on the right, no, left arm, inside here. Is it? On the forearm. It's this one. Yeah, this is the left one. Whoops. And so this is, you'll see in a bit, but it's just a arm menu controller. So there are two buttons here you can use to interact with the menu a bit more, like lock it. And then I'm going to implement pinch utils. That's something I plan to do in a bit. So you can like scale the menu, rotate it, put it back and forth. Cool stuff. I saw someone else do it in a video. ROC Gaming. Yeah, maybe a month ago he put out a video like that. I saw it, and it's pretty easy to do. Just whenever the palm is up, reveal the buttons. And you just act like any other buttons. Pinch utils might take a bit. I don't know. Haven't tried that stuff yet. Looks pretty cool though. So let's get into this really quick. Alright, so with the Leap Motion Orion update, it's a lot smoother. Hands are. Some stuff still, it's hard to do. This finger right here, ring and pinky finger, has a hard time with that, but for the most part, it's really, really nice. So if I try and swipe down, swipe left, nothing happens. And the reason why is that my arm menu this is the arm menu. I don't know if you can see it. It has the lock. Oh, right here, that lock. And so that button right there, if I press it, I can just press it and whatnot. If it's white activated, that means that the menu is locked and I can't swipe it left or swipe it down. So I can't create it or dissolve it. And so like that's useful like if this is implemented into a real game and there's combat, you don't want to accidentally like swipe down and create the menu while in the middle of combat. That'd be kind of annoying. And then if you also don't want to accidentally swipe left to delete your menu, or I mean to hide it, like dissolve it, whatever, then you can do that. The other one you saw was like a pin. That's for the pinch utils, but I haven't done that yet. So now, ooh, I don't like that. One. It's too far away. Let's lean back. Alright, well, good enough for now. So that's the FPS issue I was talking about. I don't know why it does that, because I'm just hovering. It's not like I'm actually creating anything. If we take a look. Yeah, it should be at 75. I don't really know why it's doing it. Anyways, no sound when I hover, but if I press, you get the sound. So in the other video I had it, whenever you hover over something it creates a sound. It's pretty simple to implement, but I just didn't like it, I guess. Either that or I looked through the anime again and I couldn't find whenever they hovered the sound was made. I was trying to make this just as much like the anime as possible. So, equipment. There's the other FPS issue. Yeah, now. I have to look into it. So, as you can see, it's creating the children. It's also increasing the transparency. So the alpha is decreasing, increasing, whatever. On the ones that aren't selected, and you can tell the difference in color. And we can go to like weapons. Oh, that was weird. There we go. And still got some issues. Yeah, I gotta work on this. So if I do this, undoes the alpha, whatever, changes color back. And so you notice how this is still, it's that color still instead of the normal white. That's an issue I've got to fix. Another issue, or not an issue, but another thing to add is the little indicator here. Here as well, here as well. Here, those two buttons should be not transparent or whatever color they are. They should be the normal. And then the orange for that should also be, that should be transparent a bit and not activatable, I think. Another issue, you know, you can see the text has got a higher sorting order than it should. We're gonna look into that. That's fine though. That was weird. No. That also, how you could hit the double tap. I need to, whenever these whenever the small little circles come up, I need to give them a delay. So they aren't listening for input, like, that way it doesn't, like, just by putting my finger there, it doesn't, like, automatically press it. So, we got a list. Got our skills. I don't do anything, really. No. Yeah. It's a bit wonky. Still better than before, though. So, some bugs to fix, but, you know, it's whatever. Yeah, that's the FPS issue. I don't really know why, because I didn't press. I hovered. It's baffling. There we go. Yeah, I got friends. Nothing does anything right now. In the future, though, stuff will. Alright, so now we gotta... I actually have to reset this. Okay, so... Oh, that's good. Who is that? Oh, it's not important. Okay, so now we can just go to these. Oh. And you'll notice how this one's got 4 and it's still centered with its parent, which should be this button. And then this one, 3 centered. So everything is centered just fine. But in the anime, oh, that's a weird glitch. I haven't seen that one. Right. Yeah, that's something else, you know, I gotta fix. Or anyone else, really, if anyone wants to. So you notice how when I press this one, it does not move to the center, and like with this one over here, it doesn't move all the way up. In the anime, it did that. That's something I gotta work on, but that will come after I fix like all these minor issues. I'm gonna try this hand. No. Or not. That's cool. Yeah, and then this issue, like these are still like transparent. They shouldn't be. Oh my goodness. Oh. And log out. Yeah. And then I don't want that menu there. Yeah, so that's something I can do. We can do. The menu is just put in the same spot every time. There's no curvature to it right now. I had implemented it in the old one, but haven't done it yet in this one. And so that's mostly everything that's implemented so far. Some more cool things about this, though, is that in the previous one, may have mentioned everything was hard coded in. So like in the code, like it had the entire menu in it, and it became a real pain to work around. So what I did with this one is where is it? Here it is. I have my entire menu in a JSON file. So you can just open this in Visual Studio. However long that takes. That was weird. And so my entire menu and all the like stuff that's hard to work with is in this file, and then I just read from this file at startup. So ideally, you could make your own menu. You don't want friends, just delete it. You don't want skills, delete it. Do you want to add something else? Find an icon for it. Oh, I'm not showing it. Whoops. Yeah, this is the JSON. My bad. So basically, you just put put what the icons are, active and not active. Name of it, does it have children, shape, size, type, text? Like, completely customize this menu as like however you want. Something that I do plan on adding is like the ability to do actions, and so you can have like you put method names in here maybe, and be like action, and then colon method name, and then it just fires off that method. So like if you want to trade someone, say this was a MMO, whenever you click on that, it would fire off the start trading method or whatever. I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. And it's nice because all the crap is in here instead of in the code. And so, like weapons, simple sword. You got start minus dissolve. That's those three little buttons. I was talking about earlier. Simple shield also has those. So like a lot of the redundancies are in here. But code's pretty clean when it comes to reading it and generating the menu, in my opinion. This is more of the code. We don't need that. Yeah. So this is the code right here that generates the menu. It's this part's really documented well. I feel enough. So this creates menu items, and it uses recursion to do that. And then this down here hides the items. That's when you swipe left. Yeah, this stuff right here, not documented enough. I'll get on that. So it's easier for other people to like work on this. Excuse me. You know. Also, I have menu resources for AOL, ALO, GGO, and then we got the SAO, of course. ALO and SAO were like super similar. I think the only difference is that like the hand you swipe down with and then which way the menu goes maybe. Maybe it's backwards, like the menu doesn't move outward. Like, I don't know. It's super similar. Also, another feature, to add is whenever you swipe down, the menu is straight in front of you, and then when you click on a button, it moves the menu to the side, and then the next part appears like in front of you. So it keeps centering it. Or maybe it's like this. I don't know. I'll look into it. But that's something else that needs to be done. So we got fonts, some markers, but ALO doesn't have much like new stuff. GGO does have some new icons, but that menu is like really different. So that's a whole nother thing. And then non-menu assets, this is cool stuff. Got some 3D models for Kyoto Asana. What's her name? GGO girl. Sinon, yeah. I got a 3D model for her and her gun. Then I got Liz and her shop. So theoretically, like, well, what I plan on doing is like, say I have like a lightsaber or something, like the simple sword. There's a 3D model for that. Yeah, sword plus. So that right there is a shield, and that's a sword. And so like when I swipe down, navigate to like items, and then I press on it to like equip it, it would appear in my hand. And then I'd have to figure out some way of like getting rid of it. I don't know, because if you have a sword in your hand, you can't really interact with the menu. But like that's the idea. Like you use a menu item or you press on a menu item, and then it like appears in your hand. And then that would also go with like things in your inventory. So you've got a shield in your inventory, but you want to equip it. Same thing. Like it would move from the items in your inventory to actually equip to you, or like with a ring. And then that would also just like edit the JSON as well, which would be really cool. Shouldn't be too hard to do, but I have not done it yet. Yeah, so check out non-menu assets in the resources. A lot of stuff in there. And then also a bunch of sounds. I've only used 3, I think. Hover, press, swipe left and right. Swipe left and down. Hold on a sec. Never mind. So we got SAO sounds. I think more than needed, and then I got lightsaber sounds that I found online for that lightsaber in GGO, whatever it is. Starts with a K, I think. Yeah. So that's it for what I got.